In today's video, we're going to be talking about failing and suffering on carnivore with my sister Holly, who's a huge failure.
Yes.
How have you failed and suffered on a carnivore diet?
The majority of what I eat is meat, but I have done so many experiments over the last 2 years where I've added in different things. And not everybody can do that though, so it's not like I'm recommending it, because for some people they do a lot better being strict carnivore.
Right. So you're probably 95% carnivore.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing that for? And why did you decide to go carnivore?
Well, I've been eating like gluten-free and dairy-free and low-carb-ish, like almost like paleo. I started that, oh gosh, I don't know, like 12 or 15 years ago. And that helped me a lot. Like it really, really helped me because I was having like thyroid problems. And then since then, over the last 8 years, I would say like 7 years, I started going like real low carb. And then just over the last 2 years, since Carrie introduced me to carnivore, a couple years ago, I started doing that. And it's completely changed my life. I have added things in and stuff, so I know some people get upset about that, so it's okay if I'm not called carnivore, but just eating this way has made me like a lot healthier, and I've changed all these other habits. And I noticed I've also become like more sensitive to what I'm consuming in a good way, where I'm like more in tune with my body. And so it's helped me to kind of like get rid of all addictions. The only one actually, like the main one, was coffee. But I was also on, this is something I don't normally talk about, but I was diagnosed with narcolepsy when I was like 16, so I've always had fatigue issues. And that's kind of a really long story that I don't want to bore people with, but later on I found out I have like a genetic mutation related to my thyroid, and I believe I've just had a thyroid problem all along. But I was taking medication, which is a stimulant called Provigil, for the fatigue. But anyway, over the last year, I got off of it and I got off of coffee, and it's been very challenging and just very challenging, but a good experience because, I don't know, I kind of attribute a lot of these changes that's like started with carnivore, and then I've made all these positive changes, doing everything I can to be as healthy as possible. So I feel like I'm healthier than I've ever been, but there are still like challenges. But I'm happy that I'm off of everything, and that I'm not, it's not only just the addictions, like I'm not dependent on that medication, because that really made me feel a little weird, and it just gives you like fake energy or borrowed energy, which is kind of similar to coffee. But I'm not trying to upset people with the coffee thing too. I know tons of people are fine with it and tons of people love it.
You've had a lot of health issues and sensitivity to different foods.
Yes.
Do you feel like you had to do carnivore for those reasons, or do you feel like carnivore is kind of our ancestrally appropriate diet and most people would probably be doing better off if they went carnivore? Or do you think like everyone has to just kind of find what works for them?
Yeah, I'm more on the last one, just personally, but also I understand where people are coming from when they want to do pure carnivore. And some people are really addicted, like food addicted or sugar addicted. And for those people especially, I think being really strict carnivore is like ideal for many people. Some other people, I don't know, other people may do well with adding some things in. It just depends on what you decide to do. Because everybody's different and dealing with like different issues. But I always like question different things, you know, because like it's hard to know what's healthier. Sometimes I understand when people say like just eat meat, because if you're going to be consuming toxins and pesticides in high levels, then of course it's better to not eat those things. So I always try to weigh things.
My name is Carrie. I'm filming a documentary called Healing Humanity. And if you want to see more stories like the story you're watching right now, please help us out. Our project is entirely crowdfunded. I've been working on it for 2 years now. We want to get more stories like this from all around the world. Please donate at donate.healinghumanity.movie. Every penny goes towards the documentary. I've been working on this for 2 years now. I haven't taken a single paycheck, and I never will. Our goal is to reach millions of people who are hopeless in the world. We're doing a documentary, we're doing a series. If you want to support us, please donate or join our membership site so we can support you. $15 for your first month, special offer in the description below. Sign up for our newsletter, buy our merchandise, our Healing Humanity shirts, and all of those proceeds go 100% towards our documentary. Thank you so much. Now back to today's video.
Out like the pros and cons. But I try
the best you can with what you got.
Yeah, exactly. And I try to buy organic, and some people have their own gardens and they're growing things, and I think that's great. Yeah, I failed myself and everything because I went on a trip to Thailand and I believed, and I made a short little video, and I believed like you can go to Thailand and eat low carb, gluten-free if you need to. You can eat healthy, and I wasn't exactly sure about carnivore. I thought you could eat all those things there, but it's insanely difficult to do that if you are traveling there. I was barely able to eat any of the food there. Oh, so I did end up eating like other things and like higher carb things. There were times where I was I was starving, and I felt like I was becoming a vegan at one point because I was getting this dish called somtam, and it's made of papaya, like unripe papaya, so it's not super high sugar. And they add a couple like tomatoes to it and garlic and some peanuts. But they put so much sugar, and I didn't realize that. So I was testing my blood sugar levels, and they were like astronomical after eating that. And I just didn't know what to do. I was eating like pumpkin seeds a lot and eggs from 7-Eleven like constantly.
Did you feel any ill effects from eating that way?
Yes. It's pretty funny because I was talking to our Aunt Mary about it yesterday, and she had the same experience where when I had something that raised my blood sugar, like that dish I just mentioned, then I passed out. I got extremely fatigued, and I fell asleep for like 2 hours, and I felt like I could barely function. I felt very relaxed, but too much. Like so relaxed, I was sleeping in the middle of the day. And I did just feel really crummy after that.
It kind of sucks because it sounds like you were excited to go there and you thought it would be okay, and then you almost kind of feel trapped, like you can't eat what you
Yeah, it was so horrible, and it was embarrassing, and I just felt like I figured it out along the way, like you figure out how to manage, but I was eating eggs so much. And I was surprised also, I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight, but I was kind of surprised I didn't lose any weight from that. But according to some research, maybe my cortisol was really high because I was kind of stressed. And that can keep your weight on, I guess.
You've had issues with your sleep?
Yeah, that's an ongoing problem, but there's so many factors involved. The first instinct for some people, if you're a female, I'm 42, some people would say like, oh, it's hormone related. Your hormones are low, but actually mine aren't because I've been tested. And I've noticed that I'm not the only one. I know some people have incredible sleep on carnivore, but some people have this issue of waking up at 3 a.m. So yeah, my issue is it's just on and off. So I've added some foods in to try to help. Like it really did help me before, me personally, to add something in. And like my situation is kind of weird, and I can't have dairy and stuff. And then I kind of have some problems if I have too much fat. So there was a period where I would eat my last meal, and then I would have some like organic frozen peaches, and I mean like a small serving with some coconut milk, which is higher fat, and it helped me sleep. It really worked for quite a while, but then it didn't.
It stopped after a while?
Yeah, it kind of, things just keep shifting. It did still help me, but just not like it used to. So I feel like I had to keep trying different things. I know for some people, if they're really struggling, if it's related to like low blood sugar, there's a Dr. Robert Sivis, and he's recommended a glass of milk if you're okay with doing something like that or having that. It's not something I can have, but I've heard some people say that helped them. And other people say that eating more fat helps them.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm just a weird one. I just have the opposite results sometimes.
Well, I think your story is kind of interesting in that it goes to show that everyone is on their own journey.
Yes.
And your body will heal different things, and you had other underlying issues that many people may not have had that you have to kind of navigate through.
Yeah. I've had some things, but one that many people do have is the thyroid issues. I really think people need to try to address that, which is difficult. It's hard to find good doctors to give you like the right medicine that you need.
Is there only way to address the thyroid with medicine?
Yeah, what do I do? Yeah, for most people.
We got Amish in front of us.
This is really pretty here.
What carnivore failures have you had?
Well, I've had fails where I would just not eat enough fat and then I'd crave sugar and then I'd go into the sugar, but I haven't done that in a while, and my most thing that I've been doing is having way too much cheese, and then I have breakouts, like I started breaking out right here because I get inflamed. But that's really my only struggle. Before, I had a struggle where I got addicted to heavy cream and I would keep putting it in the blender, and it's really bad for you. You're only supposed to have like a teaspoon, and I would just blend it and make whipped cream. So that was one of my struggles, but otherwise I can't think of any more struggles.
Have you gotten over the heavy cream?
Yeah, I'm not addicted to it anymore. So how my fails all started with cheating on carnivore is because I was vegan for almost 5 years, so I didn't have any ice cream or any cake or anything. And then so it was my birthday, and at the time I was surrounded by people who were like, oh, it's fine, you could have it, you're young, just do it, you could cheat. And so I got a taste of the ice cream and the cake, and I binged, and then I binged for a few more weeks. And I just felt awful. My acne all came back. I gained weight. My depression came back. My anxiety came back. And then I got back on carnivore, did it for a few months, and then fell off. And then it just seemed to happen a few more times. So that's how that started.
So you have a pretty good excuse, Emma, because when you were vegan, you weren't eating ice cream like most kids were.
Yeah.
So you're like deprived or felt deprived for many years.
Yeah, so once I got a taste of that.
Do you want to have ice cream now?
No.
You
Yeah,
sure we can
carnivore
stop
ice
real
cream.
quick?
Dr. Kilt's ice cream. Okay, another one of my carnivore fails is sometimes I have a problem where I'll overeat and I eat more than when I'm uncomfortably full, and I think it's because I don't want to waste anything and I have the mindset on my plate, I need to finish this, and then I just overeat. Like last night, my stomach hurt so bad because I ate way too much because there's so much good food. I had probably like a pound of brisket, 4 burger patties, I had a brat, I had a bunch of cheese, which is not good. I had a bunch of summer sausage.
Jeez,
and
you went to town.
Yeah, I just overate too much, and I don't do it too much, but sometimes I have that problem.
Well, you were saying last night before you went to bed, your stomach was upset.
Yeah,
Too much food was probably it.
yeah, that's it.
Is it just because you're a compassionate carnivore and you don't want to waste your food, or just because there was so much variety?
I think that
you're like-
too.
Or is it because you're terrified to cook your own meal that when someone else cooks you food, you just eat as much as you possibly can?
No.
I always wondered this because you and Emma are skinny. You guys were never fat like me.
I
So
was,
do you-
before vegan, I was actually always chubby. I was a fat kid. Mom showed me pictures.
Had a little baby choke. But...
No, yeah, I
Do you
had
ever
a
have
stomach.
problems under eating as a carnivore failure?
Yeah, I didn't really realize that until Emma was talking about overeating, and the same day yesterday, I think I actually underate because I ate some brisket. It was so good, it was amazing, and I really didn't have that much. And then last night I didn't sleep very well and I was hungry. So I just didn't realize until right now that I probably underate yesterday. And then I was very hungry this morning.
Yeah, I'm ready to eat.
Holly, if people want to learn more about you and your health journey, where can they learn more?
My channel is Life and DIY on YouTube.
And you've got all sorts of videos. You've got videos talking about carnivore, sleep, skincare.
Yes.
I think what really sets your channel apart from some others?
I like to really document different experiments that I'm doing to really track the changes and whether what I'm doing is working or not when it comes to skincare or sleep experiments or just health and diet related experiments. So I try to just share everything with you guys, and I know everybody's different, but at least the information might be interesting and helpful if you're struggling with different issues.
Yeah, it's cool because you really get deep into the data.
Yes.
So check out Holly's channel, link in the description below. Go subscribe and leave a comment down below if you want Holly to do more live streams on her channel.
Yes, thank you.
And Emma, what's your channel?
My channel is Emma the Carnivore, and I do cooking videos, carnivore cooking videos.
And are you going to be doing more live streams?
Yes.
Leave a comment down below if you want to see Emma do more live streams. And leave a super chat if you want Emma to skydive.
Oh, sure. That one? It looks like you have such dark hair, so.
Well, I did have dark hair then.
This time, Chewy electing to make it to become a ClubWPT.com VIP member. You'll receive all